Kevin, we've got some pretty fun guests in studio this morning, do we not?
We do. We have the theater department from the Branson Junior High, Mrs. Segura. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am great. So you're here to talk about a play upcoming just a little over a week.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
It's true. They will be ready in time.
Where's my
not
bell?
yet.
That's right. That's
But they'll
exactly
be there
right.
at some point.
Awesome.
So you're doing a really unique take. You're doing Much Ado About Nothing, correct?
That is correct.
But
They're
there's a
retelling
twist.
it. Yes. So I have to first shout out Dr. McCoy and her gifted students have taken the show Much Ado About Nothing and have done a rewrite on it to make it set up like a 90s sitcom.
That's awesome.
So it uses like music from the time period and like situational issues with that time period, and it's just amazing.
So which one of the Bard's plays is that one? Like Shakespeare wrote so many of them. Which one? What's the rough plot outline of Much Ado About Nothing? Which one's that one?
The rough plot line. So our names are changed slightly to fit more of like 90s character names, like Hero is Tiffany and those stereotypical names from that time period. But the rough plot line is it's a comedy, so it's a rom-com. So you have this couple that like star-crossed lovers, and they're like as soon as they see each other, they fall in love, and they think they're to be together forever. And then there's just rumors that happen inside of the situation, and they're trying to figure out what is going to happen, if the rumors are true or not. And then we have two actually people here today that are playing the other side of that, so they're friends of them, and they get tricked to thinking that the other person likes them.
Oh, okay,
And
right
so
on.
the humor of that situation and trying to figure out what's going on.
You know, it's really cool. Those plays have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And anytime you can come up with a new take on it, 10 Things I Hate About You was Taming of the Shrew, right? The Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes, Romeo and Juliet
Yes.
set in modern time,
Yeah.
but they didn't change the language.
yeah.
You know, and that was the thing about it. You know, you got cars and TVs and all that stuff, but everyone's still speaking in the Shakespearean dialect, which I thought was kind of interesting. So these things are fun. When is the play?
The play is April 14th and 15th. It's a Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. at Branson High School.
Okay, awesome. Well, who'd you bring with you today, Miss
I
Segura?
brought with me two characters from the show, so I'm going to use both their new character names and their original names.
Okay.
So the two of the most iconic, funny, like enemies to lovers kind of situation that has started with in Shakespeare shows was these characters named Beatrice and Benedict. And so we have those versions in this show, which are Brandon and Bee.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brandon and B, what are your Christian? Just lean onto that microphone. Good morning, B, I'm guessing. Is that what's your name?
I'm Scarlett.
Scarlett. What's your last name?
Scroggins.
Scarlett Scroggins. What grade are you in?
8th.
8th grade. All right. So have you been in plays before?
Just a couple, not very many.
Okay. So what made you want to audition for this play?
Mostly just my friends that are in the class.
Okay.
Like, getting to hang out with them and then peer pressure, you know?
Were you
Being like, you should do this.
were you a little shocked when you got such a big part?
Yeah, kind of.
Are you nervous at all?
okay.
You nervous?
A little bit.
Nah, I think you'll be fine. Look at her. She came right. Yeah, she's not worried. She's not worried about anything. So, were you familiar at all with the storyline before you read the play?
A little bit.
Okay.
I have a friend who's also in the show who's super into Shakespeare, so she just kind of is like always explaining things to me and always making jokes about it.
It's always good to have a smart friend, eh, Kev?
Yeah. That's why I'm here for you, Josh.
That's right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. That's awesome. What's one thing that you wish you would have known before you got the part? If someone could have came to you and said, "Hey, look, there's a lot of reading, or there's a lot of memorization, or there's a lot of this," what's one thing that you wish you would have known?
Learn how to memorize your lines quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly, yes. Do you have any tricks or hints or anything that help you?
Usually I just like to read them until I feel like I can recall them on my own and try to write them down. That usually helps a lot.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. Do you go verbatim, or do you sort of just remember where you're supposed to go and just kind of?
Yeah, just kind
That's
of vaguely.
That's right. That's the sign of a great actor, you know. And Shakespeare's not around to be like, "Hey, you're changing my words," you know. So that's one of the
That
good.
does help.
That is.
Yeah.
Especially at the middle school level.
That's exactly right. Well, thank you, Miss Scarlett. Who else is here?
Johnny.
Johnny, what's your last name?
Greenstone.
Okay, Johnny. What grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade. Kind of same question. Have you been in plays before?
Not very many, like what Scarlett said.
Okay. All right. So why did you decide to audition?
Well, I thought it was interesting about Much Ado About Nothing into Much Ado About Middle School, so I wanted to try it out.
Oh, that's pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any aspirations to continue your acting career as you get into high school?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really excited.
Have you talked to Mrs. Moody yet about that?
No.
Okay. I'm sure she'll be coming on a recruitment trip. She,
He's already asked about some kids
of course.
from the last show.
Let me just jump in here real quick.
Go ahead, son.
All the kids, talented, amazing. Johnny, if I'm remembering right, King Louis, Madagascar.
King Julian.
Oh,
Julian, sorry,
Yeah.
She
Julian.
likes to move it.
Oh, an amazing, and then Joseph, the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Ruben, remember the cowboy song.
yeah.
This cat right here, funny, talented, all of them are great, but
Okay.
he brings down the house when he does it.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
how much music is in the? Is it a musical or is it more of a
It's
play?
not a musical, so we have it's laid up like a sitcom, kind of an homage to like Wonder Years or Saved by the Bell, and it's like you have a narrator that kind of gives the process of how the story goes
Okay.
along.
Okay.
And we have those pieces as it moves, and that narrator. There's like music behind them, so once in a while we have that song pop on or like something that people might know.
Okay, and,
Yeah.
and I always like to ask because there have been a lot of movies that have come out over the past 3 or 4 years that I purchased my ticket for and sat down and I'm like, wait a minute, Willy Wonka's a musical or Wicked's a musical? Not really. Like
Yes.
you'd have to be under a rock to know that Wicked wasn't a musical. But I was very shocked when I saw the trailer. I'm like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know
Exactly.
it was a musical, right? So I appreciate the fact that you're sort of blending the musical accompaniment.
Yes, it's not. It's a
accompaniment.
play with music.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And we all know that music can help set the tone, especially if you're trying to sort of have that nostalgic 90s feel, How large is the cast?
The cast is around, so there's 20 speakers, and then there's around another 10 that are ensemble.
Okay.
And then crew, that'd be around 45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
This is a really big deal. Where will the play take place?
At the high school auditorium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, yes, the big stage.
Yeah.
Big stage.
As
yes.
it were. That's a great
Nice
venue, by the way. It really
And
is.
I mean what our school has for our kids is better than a lot of these theaters in town as far as the production value and everything. It's great.
We are very blessed with
yeah,
what we have.
for sure.
Awesome. I have one more question for Johnny and Scarlett, and then we'll grab Miss Kaylee and bring her up to the mic here. Johnny, what's your favorite thing about doing theater?
My favorite thing about theater is making people laugh.
Oh, I love it. Scarlett, same question. What is your favorite thing about doing theater?
Just making all the friends and hanging out with them and talking to all the people.
That's awesome. It is a great way to socialize. It's a great way to your door. So many more doors get open when you have that fearlessness to get on stage and kind of put yourself out there. Oh, Miss Russell, please come to the mic. Now, Kaylee has been here all morning.
Yeah.
And she said like 5 words over the air. Miss Kaylee, what role do you play?
I played Georgia.
Georgia, the whole day through, Georgia.
Oh, damn.
That's right, son. That's right. Miss Kelly, what is your favorite thing about being in theater?
I think just the environment. It's pretty fun, and I don't know. It's just fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
fun. I mean, hey, look, that's why we do this 90%
Yeah.
of the time is to have fun. And today is National Don't Go to Work Unless It's Fun Day. So you should have fun at school. Miss Kaylee, do you have any plans to continue your acting once you get into high school?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And what grade are you in, Miss Kaylee? We
I'm
didn't
in
know.
7th grade.
7th grade, so an underclassman.
Yep.
As it were, stepping up. Well, that's pretty fun. Why should folks come out and see the show? April 14th
14th and 15th.
That's
You
right,
got
baby. How about
it.
that?
I think we've put a lot of really hard work into it, and there's a lot of really funny parts, and I think there's just something for everyone. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Well, that's a great job. Mrs. Segura, you got to be proud of these kids.
I am.
How difficult is it for you? And it's something that every teacher faces, right? You can't be the teacher that's like, I fell in love with this class, now I'm teaching 8th grade. Now I'm going to move up and teach it. You can't do that. You would just,
I get them for 2 years, and I have to give them away. So it's sad, but at the same time, you hear about kids coming up. They're like, oh,
Right.
this way, they need a chance to. And I know they're going to bigger and better stuff at the high school, so I'm not too worried about them. But I'm also like, really? Scarlett's not going to be here next year? Okay, cool. Kaylee not either. Okay, Johnny. Fine, I'll let you have them this round, but I better get 3 more.
Yeah.
That's but luckily we live in a place where we have a bunch of hybrids. We've got a lot of entertainers who have hooked up, got married, had kids, right?
Yeah.
So you got some that are 2 singers, you got some that are two dancers, you got some that are singers and dancers, and it is awesome to see this third, fourth, fifth generation of talent coming through that can just about do it all.
As long as the genetics trickle down.
Amen to
Very
that.
thankful.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Where can folks find out more information about the show?
They can find it out on Facebook. So we have it posted on Facebook. You can we have flyers. We have QR codes if you want to buy tickets early for the first 10 rows. You can also find stuff at the school website.
Awesome.
we
Well,
go.
thank you guys so much for coming in. What time does school start?
School already started.
That's
I
right.
think.
That's what I
No,
wanted.
no, it starts in 4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes, excuse me.
So do we need
you'd
to
be
kill?
right around the hallways.
Do we need to kill 4 more minutes then, so y'all
Yeah,
can
so
be?
if Kevin wants to talk about what he's doing for the show.
What do you, Kevin Russell? Do you have a part in the show? I heard you talking about this.
Well, I'm blessed and lucky. I get to be the voice of the narrator. I've recorded my lines and sent them in. And
Wait a minute. Hold. So the narrator and the musical accompaniment. That's that. She was talking about you.
well, yeah,
not
I'm
singing.
not. I'm not singing.
Okay.
No,
All right.
no. Just did some voice parts for it. It's kind of akin to the Wonder Years, where Kevin Arnold
Yeah.
telling his story throughout
Okay.
it and stuff like that. Pretty cool.
That's-
So, and I got to. I don't know what goes on in between the lines that I read, but the story that I was able to tell through that was pretty cool.
Dude, that's pretty awesome. You get to share the stage in a sense with your daughter.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. Be part of this production and again, yeah, the 14th and 15th. Be there. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
How was the recording process? Did the director get on you a lot?
No, not at all. I just
just did it.
one Saturday morning.
Got it.
One Saturday morning after the Clay Cooper experience, I sat in there for about an hour and a half.
Now,
and
did you give different readings? Were some more sad or some?
well, I took what I thought the interpretation of the piece was.
Oh,
Right?
I got you.
Like,
Okay.
I tried to figure out what that tone was, what was going on, and go through there. But it was pretty cool. I loved being in drama growing up and all that, and so this was pretty cool to be a part of it.
That's pretty fun. Hopefully, you don't forget to get Kaylee some flowers, and hopefully Jody doesn't forget to get you some flowers for your big middle school
No,
debut.
I don't need flowers. Just some gummy bears.
Just some gummy. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. Or gummy worms. You
Yeah.
like you like the gummy.
yeah.
Guys, thanks so
Yeah.
much for coming in. This was a whole lot of fun. April 14th and 15th.
That's right.
Branson High School. That's
Yeah.
right. Much ado about middle school.
Yes.
Mrs. Segura, when is your next play? Would it be next semester?
It will be next year.
Okay.
So it'll be a musical typically in the fall, and then we'll have a spring show afterwards.
Okay.
No idea where we're going with it yet. It all depends on when the kids audition. And
There we
kind of
go.
what
Awesome.
we have. It's
Okay,
great.
that's great. You promise to come back on,
I
chat about it, and bring
promise.
some more of these
Awesome.
young kids. That is fantastic. Thank y'all so much for coming in, Kevin. That's pretty awesome.
It is.
son. Pretty
It is.
awesome. Let's slide into some.